What's up, everyone, and welcome to ClearTalk. And in this video, we're going to be talking about Mr. Donald J. Trump thinking you have no talent. I shit you not. Thank you very much for joining me. If you are new to ClearTalk, welcome. If you'd like to check out videos from the rest of the channel, please do so. Consider subscribing, like, share, comment, all that good stuff. And if you would like to check out videos from my other channels, please do so. Drummer, play, puzzling. It helps. If you like what you see there, subscribe to those as well. It helps to get videos in front of more people, helps to grow the channels, and it's great for JMD Nation as a whole. And if you would like to support in any way, you have Patreon there for $3 a month, supporting any of the channels you choose to help grow them, to help grow JMD Nation, to help Patreon if you'd like, however you want to help to support. This very much appreciated. And if you want to. If you are returning, you're freaking amazing. So thank you and welcome back over and over and over again, because you are what makes JMD Nation. So, yes, it appears that in an interview with Fox News, okay, with Laura Ingraham, of all people, as she is questioning Trump on the H-1B visas and this has been an issue. Okay, these are visas where you're allowing people from other countries that have, the argument is they're educated, experienced in degrees of some sort of position, and they're wanting to come to the United States to work as an educated, degree-driven, professional position, a work visa for them to work here in a professional position. This has been a sort of an Achilles heel, a thorn in the side of Trump in the Trump administration. Because a lot especially when it comes to the American First support base, where they would, the ones who were pretty are happy, are gleeful that people are being ripped off the streets, and being sent to, concentration camps, or being sent to, other countries, to death camps and stuff. And that those that don't give a fuck whatsoever with the mass deportation, they are happy, gleeful. Yes, get them the fuck out. Those kind of people. They are frustrated that the administration, they look at the H-1Bs as still just another avenue of immigrants coming into and taking jobs from American people. And so this is a problem for that base of the administration, for the administration, the MAGA base that is wholeheartedly 100% patriotically, pridefully driven on America first and only America first, like only white America. Get the brown people the fuck out. Those kind of people, not on board with the HB1 visas. And when Ingram is asking, what do you say to your supporters, basically, that have a problem with these H-1 visas? What do you say to them? How do you what do you say for them to understand why you are backing this? Basically, is kind of the idea here. And Trump goes on to talk about. He states how, well, these are talented people that we are allowing into our country, and she makes the comment, well, I mean, what about the talent we have here? And he states, no, we don't have talent here. I shit you not. Here we are in this interview. Hello. Ah, I apologize. This has faltered with me. Close the program. Fine. Whatever. Bring it back up. Okay, here we go. Sorry. Here we are. I don't know why my Explorer just completely freaked out on me there. But, all right, here we go.
When these things open up, there's never going to be a country like what we have right now.
And does that
the
mean
Republicans have to talk about it later?
And does that mean the H-1B visa thing will not be a big priority for your administration? Because if you want to raise wages for American workers, you can't flood the country with tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of foreign workers.
You also do have to bring in talent. When
we have plenty of talented people here.
No, you don't.
We don't have talented people here?
No, you don't have. You don't have certain talents, and people have to learn. You can't take people off an unemployment line and say, I'm going to put you into a factory where we're going to make missiles, or I'm going to put
How did we ever do it before?
Well,
I'll
give you an example. In Georgia, they raided.
I don't even know why you asked Trump that question, because he ain't been in a factory. He ain't worked in a factory his whole fucking life. He don't even know what that is like. But you hear him there. She states, what about, when you can't be flooding when you're talking to American people saying that you're going to create all these jobs and stuff for the American people to work now. You can't also then allow for HB1s and those who are concerned with it, just allowing in, she says tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of workers, to flood in and take American jobs. This is the concern of American first individuals, people who won't, or are claiming that these jobs are supposed to be for American jobs. And he's like, well, these are very talented workers. She's like, but what about the talent here? Do we not have talent here? He's like, no, we don't have talent here. She's like, we don't have talent here? She was like, she was actually quite taken back by that statement. What do you mean? We don't have talent here? He's like, no, there's certain talents we do not have here. Certain talents. And then goes on to talk about working in factories and building missiles. HB1 visas are supposed to be like high-end. Like, we're talking about like doctor, lawyer, like high-end professional type jobs with like years of experience, years of education type. That's like the idea, or at least that's the understanding that I take in the argument around allowing for H-1B visas when it comes to the Republican Party. Those that don't like the low skill workers, that they are not useful into the country to have low skill workers. We want to attract high skill workers. But then he's talking about what is arguably a low skill worker job, a factory job. And I'm not saying that factory jobs are low skill. I actually would argue that they are just as much high skill as a lot of others. But but factory jobs are often considered more entry level jobs that can be trained. You can be trained to do these type of work. I mean, even missile factories, missile production or whatever, which he states specifically, I would think, I'd have to look this up to make sure, but I would think that could also potentially be a entry-level job. But he's stating that, no, we don't have talent here. We don't have certain talents here in the United States. We can't, as if we can't be trained to do certain jobs. We have to bring in skilled workers from other countries to do these jobs. Wow. Let me just go back.
wages for American workers, you can't flood the country with tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of foreign workers.
You also do have to bring in talent. When
we have plenty of talented people here.
No, you don't.
We don't have talented people here.
No, you don't have certain talent.
You don't have talented people here. That's right. That's right, MAGA. That's right, MAGA. Your president states that you don't have the talent that he needs to bring in. You're not talented enough to run factories. I'm just going off of what he is stating here.
Balance, and people have to learn. You can't take people off an unemployment line and say,
bruh, fucking ads. I swear.
I'm going to put you into a factory where we're going to make missiles, or I'm going to put
How did we ever do it before?
Well,
when you and I were
I'll give you an example. In Georgia, they raided because they wanted illegal immigrants out. They had people from South Korea that made batteries all their lives. You know, making batteries are very complicated. It's not an easy thing. It's very dangerous. A lot of explosions, a lot of problems. They had like 500 or 600 people, early stages, to make batteries and to teach people how to do it. Well, they wanted them to get out of the country. You're going to need that, Laura. I mean, I know you and I disagree on this. You can't just say a country's coming in, going to invest $10 billion to build a plant, and going to take people off an unemployment line who haven't worked in 5 years, and they're going to start making missiles. It doesn't work that way. Well, they wanted them to get out of the country. You're going to need that, Laura. I mean, I know you and I disagree on this. You can't just say a country's coming in, going to invest $10 billion to build a plant, and going to take people off an unemployment line who haven't.
I apologize. I had a phone call that I had to take real quick. I have no way of pausing. I'm sorry. Does this man not know how factories work? How companies all the time come in, put up here in the state of Mississippi itself. I worked for a company. It built a factory here, an automotive car factory. I had never done the work before, and I was trained to do the work, and I worked there for 22 years. Companies do this all the fucking time. Companies come in with entry-level jobs all the time. Factories to build. They come in knowing that, you know, you can't just expect to find thousands of workers that have exact skills you have to train them. This is something that has happened all through. I mean, like this is a part of industry, is training, on the job training. Entry level, no skill needed. You go through basic skill training, and then any further extra skill needed is trained on the job. Yes, oftentimes you have to pass a basic skill thing. I mean, I had to go through a basic skill when it come to working in the automotive industry. I had to pass a basic skill to be employed to begin with, and just having basic, very basic skills to help place me where I would be most effective for them, and just to get the job to begin with. You know, that I could shoot a bolt, or whatever, place a part in a position. Like no skill really needed type of stuff. And then any skill, additional skill or knowledge that I need to know further in, I got training on to be able to do any extra skills needed for a particular job or not. That's how it works. This man is literally arguing against just basic entry-level jobs, that factories aren't going to come in and just accept any Joe off the street or whatever to work. that we have to bring in skilled workers from other countries. I don't. You are untalented. You are not talented enough to work in just a factory. Just a factory.
From South Korea that made batteries all their lives. You know, making batteries are very complicated. It's not an easy thing and very dangerous. A lot of explosions, a lot of problems. They had like 500 or 600 people, early stages, to make batteries and to teach people how to do it. Well, they wanted them to get out of the country. You're going to need that, Laura. I mean, I know you and I disagree on this. You can't just say a country's coming in, going to invest $10 billion to build a plant, and going to take people off an unemployment line who haven't worked in 5 years, and they're going to start making missiles.
The accusation that just because you're in an unemployment line and you haven't been working in 5 years, see, that's a jab. That's a jab. That's his way of sliding in a jab on the previous administration, because it's been 5 years since he had people working, and then Biden came in and people weren't working. That stupid argument of his that, when I left, people stopped working all of a sudden. And people weren't, they were unemployed, and they were stayed unemployed because they were just being given money, and there was no reason for them to work. And now we're putting them back to work. So, but we can't. He's arguing against him not even being able to put people back to work. That's what he is actually arguing here. That I need to bring in skilled workers from outside the country because we don't have talented workers here in the unemployment lines. That I'm saying I'm trying to, I'm making an argument to my base that I'm trying to create jobs for them to work so that they aren't unemployed. But in the same breath, I'm also saying that you're not talented enough to do certain jobs and works or whatever. And so I've got to bring in workers from other countries. This is what he's arguing. MAGA, wake the fuck up, bruh. Seriously, wake up. The things that he does not, the things you think he's going to do for you, those of you who are so hardcore on America First, America Only, or whatever, when it comes down to it, he is a businessman. And a business, someone is like a CEO, does not really honestly give a fuck what your background is. They do not care. If they need bodies, you are just a number. They will put you on the line. They do not care. They do not care how they bring you in or how you got here. If they need workers in certain situations, they'll put them there. They don't care. And they don't care whether or not you like it or not. He doesn't actually genuinely care whether or not you as Americans are taking a job or not. He just doesn't. So if he's being pushed by any industry to allow for high skilled workers, the argument for HB1s or H1Bs, whatever, visas, it's going to happen. Now, quite frankly, me personally, I don't care. Sure, let the H1B visas come. Let them come work here. They need a job. We've got jobs. Also, stop trying to kick out all the brown people. Let anybody come. This is a nation of immigrants, and our economy feeds on, every industry feeds on that immigration. Feeds on that work, those workers. I don't care. Anybody who needs to work can come here to work. Period. After all, a lot of those jobs that we are supposedly kicking them out, and we say that, they're American jobs, we've already talked about how the Americans don't even want to work those jobs. But here he is stating, you don't have enough talent. You're not talented enough. Americans don't have enough talent. We must bring in people from foreign countries that are skilled workers. All you America First people, that doesn't sound like America First. At the end of the day, he's going to do what benefits him and what benefits his buddies. Over and over again, we talk about this. I don't know what if this isn't a clear sign. If this isn't a clear sign, he's already stated before that only that educated people do not like him, underlying that only uneducated people like him. Okay? Now he's stating that Americans are not talented enough to work certain jobs. With the assumption that people that are in the unemployment line are like uneducated, unskilled workers. That's all they are. Like, you have skilled workers in the unemployment line that they've been fired from their companies because of cuts that companies are making all across the nation because of the economy right now. There's potential that they are making cuts to even skilled workers. I would argue there's probably fewer of the high-end, skilled, educated workers that they are letting go. But nevertheless, that doesn't necessarily mean that just because they're in an unemployment line, they are not skilled. This shows the shallow brain rot that this president has. He doesn't fucking get it. He is not one of you. He does not understand the nuances of the American people in the job market and what we have to deal with, or what is the reality of this country. He doesn't get that. He is a nepo baby billionaire that has been given everything his fucking entire life. It's the reason why he doesn't understand that groceries is like a normal term that everyday people use. And shit like because he doesn't this is not his reality is so far broken from the reality of everyday people. And it's time for you to realize that. It's time for everybody to realize that. Those of you who are so bound and determined to back him no matter what, you've got to understand and realize he doesn't actually give a fuck. He thinks you are uneducated, unskilled, untalented. And he will replace you with whatever he needs to replace you with. Let me know what you think. And until next time, peace. Clear Talk. I'm out.